Hey guys, welcome to Just Be Creative. I'm your host, Just Man. Today we're gonna be doing a follow-up review to Oliver Twist. That's right. We're gonna be doing a part two to the review of the book review of Oliver Twist. So, got my timer set up. As you can see, and we're gonna use my cell phone, but for some reason the phone's not the app's not working on the phone, so I had to use my computer. So. Don't worry, I've already got it set up in the background, so just let me set the timer and we're off. So let me turn the audio book for you guys. So I'm gonna be really quick. And we can get started. Here we go.
The boy who brought them for his workmanship. He got very angry if a boy came back with nothing, however. How did they have the
Now
time
I'm going to turn it up so you can hear better.
Oliver didn't know. Oliver was a little frightened of Fagin, even though the old man was giving him food.
I'm going to turn it up so you can hear it better.
He was much more frightened of the man downstairs, whose name was Bill Sykes. Sykes had a violent temper. The boys often heard the sounds of arguing between him and the witch, who was called Nancy. Like everyone,
this is a really good story, aren't we, guys?
Frightened of Sykes, but she seemed to love him too. She was kind to Oliver. She smiled at him and asked him how he was doing. Oliver wasn't sure how to answer, but it was nice to be asked. From things he overheard, Oliver realised that Sykes and Fagin were in business together. But what kind of business? Oliver found the answer about a week after he'd first arrived at Fagin's. He was out walking with Jack, whom he now called the Artful Dodger like everyone else, and a boy called Charlie. Suddenly, the Dodger stopped.
"See that gent by the bookstall?" he said. "The one in the green coat?"
"He'll do," said Charlie. Oliver stood and watched as his friends crept up behind the man in the green coat. He was reading a book from the stall. Oliver was horrified to see the Dodger plunge his hand into the gentleman's pocket and draw out a handkerchief. In an instant, Oliver realised just what it was the boys did each and every day.
Wow, can you believe it, guys?
This was where all the handkerchiefs and notebooks and watches came from. His new friends were pickpockets and thieves. Oliver stood there, both horrified and amazed. Unfortunately, the gentleman reached for his pocket at that very moment and saw what was happening. The two boys ran as fast as they could. So did Oliver. But he wasn't as quick or experienced as the others. By the time the cry, "Stop! Thief!" went up, the Dodger and Charlie vanished. But Oliver was hardly round the first corner when he was knocked down by a huge man. A crowd gathered. Oliver lay on the ground, covered in mud and
Wow, I would be shocked, first of all.
The crowd parted to let through the gentleman from the bookstall and a police officer. "Yes," said the gentleman, "that is the boy." But he did not look angry. He was staring at Oliver as if trying to remember where he'd seen him before. The officer seized Oliver by the collar and dragged him up.
Can you imagine being dragged to the
Said
and
Oliver.
being falsely accused for a crime you didn't commit?
Said the officer. At Mr. Brownlow's. The next few hours passed in a blur. Oliver was taken to a police station and then to court. The only witness to the robbery was Mr. Brownlow, the gentleman whose handkerchief had been stolen. But instead of accusing Oliver of being the thief, or one of the thieves, Mr. Brownlow said that the boy was innocent. The case was dismissed, and Oliver was told to go. When Mr. Brownlow left the courtroom a few moments later, he saw Oliver lying on the pavement, white-faced and trembling.
Poor boy,
said Mr. Brownlow, bending over him.
someone call a cab, quickly.
Oliver, hardly aware of what was happening, lay on the cab seat. Mr. Brownlow clambered inside. Despite the clatter of the cab and the thud of the horse's hooves, Oliver fell asleep. Oliver woke in a warm, comfortable bedroom. An old woman was looking at him. He tried to sit up, but she said softly,
Hush, my dear. You must be quiet or you will be ill again. Have I been ill?
he asked.
You've had a fever, but the worst is over.
The door opened and a man walked in. Oliver recognized Mr. Brownlow. He smiled to see Oliver awake. He came to the bedside and looked at Oliver, but all he said was,
You have got some colour back in your cheeks, I'm glad to say.
Over the next few days, Oliver recovered his strength. He discovered he was in John Brownlow's house. The old lady was his housekeeper. They were very kind people, and they were especially concerned about Oliver. Oliver was fed well and allowed to sleep in as late as he liked. He was treated better than ever before in his life. Mr. Brownlow even bought him a fresh set of clothes. Sometimes Oliver had nightmares about his past life. He said nothing of this to Mr. Brownlow or the kindly housekeeper. As far as they were concerned, Oliver was safe and happy now. One day, Oliver was with Mr. Brownlow in the study. It was full of books, and there were pictures on the wall. One of the pictures was of a beautiful lady. Something about her face was familiar, though Oliver did not know exactly what. Mr. Brownlow looked slowly at Oliver, then at the portrait. He shook himself and started talking about the books in the room. Oliver would read them one day, he said. Mr. Brownlow clapped his hand to his forehead suddenly. What's the matter, sir? Said Oliver, who was very respectful to the man who had rescued him.
Good heavens, I never paid him,
said Mr. Brownlow.
That book is still in my coat pocket.
In the confusion over the theft of his handkerchief at the bookstall, Mr. Brownlow had slipped the book he was reading into his pocket. He had never paid the bookseller. Mr. Brownlow was horrified. He needed to pay at once. I'll go, sir, said Oliver. He was desperate to do something nice for the man who had been so kind to him.
If you'll trust me with the money, that is. Of course I trust you, Oliver. But you have been ill, you know. You shouldn't be running about.
I'm better now, said Oliver. It was true. He was better, and felt stronger than ever before. Mr. Brownlow gave him £5 and a letter for the bookseller. With the money and note tucked in his new jacket, Oliver set off through streets he hadn't trodden for several weeks. At Fagin's again. Fagin and Bill Sykes hadn't forgotten Oliver. Sykes had plans for the boy. Sykes' speciality was breaking into rich people's houses at night. Oliver was a small boy, just the right size to slip through a narrow window where bigger boys might get stuck. Yes, Sykes had big plans for Oliver. Fagin and Bill were also...
We're almost done, guys, so I'm gonna ask you guys
Oliver had been arrested
why
and dragged
I'm
to the
stop
magistrate's
why
court.
why I'm
They
on
needed
top.
to defend
And I got some good news.
Mr. Brownlow.
I now have
Because a
40
couple of Fagin boys
subscribers
went
now.
after the cat to see where
I'm
he
not
could
checking my
go.
subscriber count, but I now have 40 subscribers
What
now.
they didn't know was what.
But I'm really excited about that, and I'm also I hope you guys enjoy this book, you know. And we're gonna be working on the next part, probably on a Friday. Hopefully my phone will be working. Hopefully my phone, the app will be working by then.
He could even lead
So,
the police to their front door.
You know,
They had to get their
so
hands
we're
on
almost out of time, guys.
before he did any
We've got 1
damage.
minute.
As long as
So,
the
we're
boy
almost out of
was
time,
Mr.
so-
Brownlow's, he was safe. But the moment he was back on the
I'm gonna stop it right there.
As it
I'm gonna stop it right there. So what you guys think of this video? I know it was a long one, and I know it's a cliffhanger for you guys, so I'm sorry about that. But I just want to let you guys know that I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the book. You know, because I enjoyed the book a lot. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. But we're gonna be doing the next part for next time. So will Oliver get busted by the cops again and get arrested, or will we finally be safe and finally have a safe home? We'll find out next time. Bye. Bye, guys. And bye, guys. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye. And what you think in the comments. Bye. Bye, guys. See you guys next time. Ooh, this was fun.